Hi everybody, it's Nikki here and welcome to a Bookish Friday video where it is going to be the start of a reading vlog. So I mentioned in my March TBR video that this month I wasn't going to do so much as a pre-organised readathon. I was actually going to do something of my own where I asked 3 of my YouTube friends to suggest their favourite books for me to read. So I have 2 physical books to read, and then I have an audiobook to read on my phone. So the audiobook that I'm going to be reading is The Kite Runner by, let me just find it, The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, like that. And it's actually the audiobook, I believe, is being read by the author, so that's really interesting. I have never read The Kite Runner before, but it is one of those books that I've been aware of and just never got around to reading, so that is really interesting for me to get to. And then I'm going to be reading The Hollow by Jessica Verde. This is Charlotte's pick. So I have no idea what this is about. Something about when Abby's best friend Kristen vanishes at the bridge near Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. Everyone in the town assumes she's dead. Everyone, that is, except Abby. So yeah, something spooky going on. And then we have The Couple Next Door by Cherie Lapina. So I have this to read. I believe this one was picked by Angela, and The Kite Runner was picked by Lynette. I will link all of these ladies' channels for you down below so you can check them out. So yeah, I am going to be reading all 3 books this week. So yeah, I don't know how to close the vlog. Can you tell I'm not used to vlogging?
Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. Read by the author.
So, quick update. I am currently up to, I don't know if you can see that, but chapter 4 of 16 on The Kite Runner. I am quite enjoying this at the moment. It's not what I expected it to be, and it's actually really interesting, although we're getting up to a point which is quite upsetting and not very nice. But yeah, really enjoying that. And I just got a parcel through the door. So this is from World of Books. They are a second-hand bookstore online. They basically take excess books from charity shops or new books that are excess stock from bookstores and things like that to stop them from going into landfill sites. So buying from World of Books is good for the environment, and that's at least my excuse to my husband. So let's get this open. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, so the first 2 books that I ordered are these 2. We have Hollow City, the second novel of Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children, And then Library of Souls, the third novel of Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children. I do have book 1. Got lipstick on that then. I have read book 1 and I did quite enjoy it. Never really, because at the time that I read it, I wasn't really into my reading as much as I am now. So I never really moved on to the next 2 novels. I believe that Map of Days has recently been released as well, which I think is book 4. So yeah, Hollow City and Library of Souls, which are the second and third books. These are written by Ransom Riggs. Ooh, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I keep doing that. So the next book I bought is Dracula and Dracula's Guest by Bram Stoker. You may know that Dracula is my favourite classical book, and bless me, Dracula is my favourite classical book. So when I saw that there was kind of another story called Dracula's Guest, I was very, very interested. So obviously we have Dracula, so Dracula, the story is in here, and then the second story is Dracula's Guest and Other Stories. The above is followed with a rich collection of Stoker's macabre tales, including Dracula's Guest, which was omitted from the final version of Dracula, a devilishly dangerous haunted room in the judge's house, a fatalistic tragedy in the burial of the rats, a terror of revenge from beyond the grave in The Secret of Growing Gold, and a surprising twist in the tale in The Gypsy's Prophecy. Other strange and frightening episodes provide a feast of terror for those readers who like to be unnerved as well as entertained. So obviously Dracula's Guest and Other Stories is also in there. So lots of like short stories. I do have this one, and it's actually from the same series, and this is The Lair of the White Worm and The Lady of the Shroud by Bram Stoker. So obviously I've only ever known Dracula as Bram Stoker's best known novel, so I figured, as I like Dracula so much, I would try his other work, and I found this in Waterstones months ago. So when I saw this on the World of Books website, I thought I would pick this one up. This is going to go really well with all my other books of this Tales of Mystery and the Supernatural series by Wordsworth Editions. So yeah, quite looking forward to that. It is a bit of a chunker, but you've got to remember that there is the story of Dracula in here, plus a couple of short stories as well. So yeah, very, very excited for that one. And then talking of Dracula, I bought Dracula, the York Note Advanced. So these are like study notes for Dracula. Do you want a better understanding of the text? Do you want to know what the critics say? Do you want to improve your grade? Whatever you want, York Notes can help. So the key features are summaries with detailed commentaries, extended commentaries on key passages, discussion of themes and literary techniques, an author biography, historical and literary background, check the net, film or book features, a glossary of literary terms, and some self-test questions. Wow. So yeah, I'm not studying English language and literature by any means, but I just loved Dracula so much that I just want to learn more about it. I want to learn who Bram Stoker was, what he was like, why did he create this amazing story, in my humble opinion, and what what do the critics say about it, what do people say about it. I want so much to just learn so much about it, and this is going to look absolutely awesome. I think this is going through chapter by chapter as well, so the introduction, how to study a novel. Study a novel on your own requires self-discipline and a carefully thought out work plan in order to be effective. So yeah, I can't wait to actually just sit with Dracula, and because I was never taught how to annotate books when I was younger. I was never taught really, when I don't remember much from my English classes at all, to be honest. And so how to study a novel, I just don't remember as being taught how to do that or what to do about it. But I want to study Dracula so much. I want to know more about it, so when that I talk to people about Dracula, I have a little bit more understanding of what the book is really truly about. It's not just about the story. I want to know more about it. I want to delve myself into the world. So I bought this. Obviously it is secondhand, but you know what? There's no markings on this. This is perfectly, almost practically brand new, and I paid half the price that I would pay if I bought it off Amazon or through a normal bookstore. So I am so chuffed at getting this. And the last thing in the bag is this. So you might remember that I have recently just finished the Mortal Instruments box set by Cassandra Clare, and I said that I was going to wait a while before I delved into the next series of the Shadowhunters. However, I recently bought Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, which is her newest release, and that one I can't read until I read this box set. Now there is some damage to the box here, but that would be easily dealt with a bit of sellotape. It does not bother me at all. And let's get into, actually it makes it easier to get the books out. So we have book 1, which is Clockwork Angel. We have book 2, which is Clockwork Prince. I like his staff. Look at his staff. It's got a dragon's head on it. And then we have book 3, which is Clockwork Princess. So I have no idea what any of these books are about. I just know that these are the next 3 books in the Shadowhunters series, and that if I want to read Chain of Gold, I have to read these 3 books first, because these Chain of Gold kind of carries on from characters that are included in this trilogy. So I knew that I needed to get this box set. I was going to leave it for a while, but then when I realised Chain of Gold, whatever. So yeah, I have read a graphic novel of the Clockwork Angel, but to be honest, I didn't really get the gist of the story. I got a little bit lost and confused with the graphic novel. So all I know is that a new girl arrives. Let's have a read. Love is the most dangerous magic of all. When Tessa Gray arrives in England during the reign of Queen Victoria, something terrifying is waiting for her in London's downworld, where vampires, warlocks and other supernatural folk stalk the gaslit streets. Friendless and hunted, Tessa seeks refuge with the Shadowhunters, a band of demon hunters. Drawn ever deeper into their world, she finds herself fascinated by and torn between 2 best friends. So, yes. I know that the Mortal Instruments is set more in sort of our time, like the 2000s, and these ones are set back in historical England. So I'm hoping that I will enjoy these a lot more. They don't seem as thick. She says that. I'm looking at the last book. That's at least 565 pages is Clockwork Princess.
And about 500 pages for Clockwork Prince, and then for this one, another 500 pages.
So they're all about 500 pages each, so that'll be fun. But yeah, so I got that box set. So I am gonna do a bit of filming quickly for the video from a Makeup Monday video going up today, because it is currently it is Monday the 16th of March today. I don't know if I mentioned that already. and my daughter has offered to take us out for lunch. So we are going out for dinner, courtesy of my daughter, which will probably end up paying for something, but tell me something new. So yeah, so I am gonna quickly finish doing a video, edit it and get it up before we leave. Oh, nearly dropped my phone. I've got 2 hours before she's due, so I need to quickly film, quickly edit, quickly post a video. If it goes up late, I do apologise. And then go for dinner, and then when I get back I will probably start on The Hollow. So I will probably start on this book. This is The Hollow by Jessica Verde, and this is Charlotte's pick. I will see you in the next update. Hi, so it is Tuesday the 17th of March, and I am tucked up in bed. Nothing and nowhere to go today, and seeing as this COVID-19 thing is really hitting hard now in the UK, and starting to affect everything. My lunch club is cancelled this week, and my book club is cancelled for next week. My anxiety is going through the roof, not because I'm worried about the coronavirus, but because all of the things that I've put in place to help my anxiety, to not get trapped indoors, to not get housebound, have all shut down. They've stopped, and so my anxiety comes from being trapped indoors. So I am taking a bed day, which means that I'm going to get a lot of reading done. And so I've started on The Hollow by Jessica Verde. This was Charlotte's pick. She's very excited I'm starting it. I did start it last night, and I'm currently on page 55. I'm liking it so far. There's been a funeral, but without the body, because the girl's gone missing, and the main character is the girl's best friend, and she was seeing like the funny side and the weird side of having a funeral without a body. And there's a strange boy that she keeps seeing, and yeah, it's very intriguing. Can't wait to see what happens. So I have my phone here for if I want to play any games on my phone or keep up with any social media. I have my Amazon Fire here for if I want to watch any videos on YouTube or anything, just because the screen's bigger than my phone. I have my toast here for breakfast, lunch, whatever it is. And then I have my cup of tea, nicely made for me by my husband because he's awesome. And I am just going to read. Oh, and I also have a cat. Ringo, can you not? Ringo, 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 say hi. Ringo, say hi. Ringo, please don't do that on camera. So, there you go. There's my cat. Ringo, here, baby. Hey, sweetheart. Hello, gorgeous. What's up? Oh, don't flinch from me like that. Makes you look... Oh, ignore that mess. Just look at the cat. Just look at the cat. Hey, boo-boos. Hey, you boo-boo. I know. So, yeah. I have my cat. I have my tea and toast. I have my books. I have my social media. I have my bed. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. My anxiety's going through the roof right now. You have no idea. So yeah, I'm gonna get reading, because that's what you do in a reading vlog. Hollow by Jessica Verde. There's a lot of references here to The Sleepy Hollow by, what's his name? Washington Irving. And I've seen films of Sleepy Hollow, the one with, what's his face? Can't remember his name now. And really enjoyed that film. We're getting to see a lot more of Caspian, which is the boy, the love interest in the book. I'm getting the feeling that this would make a great Netflix movie. Like, you know, those kind of like teenage romance Netflix films. You know, this would make a great Netflix film. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. I'm currently on page 132. You've got the bitchy cheerleaders, the random weird boy at school, who obviously had a secret crush on the missing girl. And you've got this socially awkward main character, who fancies this boy called Caspian. Yeah, I'm enjoying it for now. Also, as well, I didn't update you on the Kite Runner earlier, so I have been listening to the Kite Runner on Scribd. Don't mind the traffic noise. I live right next to a dual carriageway, like a trunk road dual carriageway. So I think I'm just about to start chapter 6 of 16 chapters from The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. The book, the audiobook is also read by Khaled Hosseini. I wish I had been pre-warned on some of the triggers in this book. There is a male rape, and yeah, it was kind of hard to listen to, because I didn't see it coming. I it was kind of I was kind of blinded by it. So it was really hard to listen to for a bit. So I was listening to that last night, but I had to put it down because I got myself a little bit upset. The story writing is good, and I like the fact that it's set. I can't think where it's set. Where are you set? Where? Taking us from Afghanistan in the final days of the monarchy to the present, The Kite Runner is the unforgettable and beautifully told story of the friendship between two boys growing up in Kabul. Raised in the same household and sharing the same wet nurse, Amir and Hassan grow up in different worlds. Amir is the son of a prominent and wealthy man, while Hassan, the son of Amir's father's servant, is a Hazara, a shunned ethnic minority. Their intertwined lives and their fates reflect the eventual tragedy of the world around them. When Amir and his father flee the country for a new life in California, Amir thinks that he has escaped his past, and yet he cannot leave the memory of Hassan behind him. So, yeah, obviously it's about a friendship and it going horribly wrong, and it's really heart-wrenching. Like, it's really it really kind of upset me last night. It's a beautiful story. It's a good story, and it's hard hitting, but it's beautifully written. That's what I want to say. It's beautifully written, but it's of a hard hitting kind of like story. And I thought the Kite Runner, I thought it had something to do with the bird, the kite, but it's not. It's actual kites, you know, flying kites, you know, the sport. So, yeah, really enjoyed that. As I say, I'm up to chapter 16. Chapter 6, oh my god. So I don't have too much to go. I'm about, what, a third of the way through, there or thereabouts. So I'll continue to listen to that on audiobook later. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm glad that I'm finally getting round to this book, because it's one of those books that I think a lot of people have maybe read in the past. So yes, I'm gonna continue reading this, and I will let you know my thoughts later on. Hi, welcome back. So today is Wednesday the 18th of March. My lunch club today has been cancelled due to the fact that it is for the over 50s, and obviously they are a vulnerable group in the current situation. So I have cancelled our future foreseeable lunch clubs. So I have cancelled lunch club and my book club for the foreseeable future until we get the all clear and we are able to meet in groups again. I'm going to miss my lovely ladies and my gentlemen who come every week. And I'm sure my husband's going to miss his weekly piece of quiche as well that I always bring home for him. So yes, but things are as they are. So, quick reading update. I finished The Hollow by Jessica Verde. So I'm a little conflicted about this book, and I'm putting it down because I've tried to film this section before and my camera had a hissy fit. Apparently it doesn't like the cover of this book very much. So I'm putting it down, that's why I'm not flashing it up. I'm very conflicted about this book because this book is over 500 pages in my copy and not much happens for the first 450 pages. I want to say, like, it all happens in the last 50 pages. So the story is based around the legend of the Sleepy Hollow. It's not a retelling of it, but the story is actually set in Sleepy Hollow, the town. And it's set in modern day, and there's a girl called Abby who, at the beginning of this book, she is at the funeral of her best friend who whose body has been missing for quite some time. They believed her to have fallen into the river and drowned, and her body has been washed away. So they're actually burying an empty coffin, and she kind of doesn't see the point of this. So anyway, while at the funeral, she meets this really handsome boy, and called Caspian, and they start a kind of on again, off again kind of relationship. He seems interested, but then he keeps backing away, and she doesn't understand why. You know, normal teenager romancy angst issues. And then the question comes up of how did her friend die? Why was her friend at the river and on her own? And, you know, was she pushed? Did she jump? Did she trip? You know, and questions are asked. And so Abby starts to look into this and try to find out what's happening. And she finds a secret diary. And then the storyline kind of just abandons itself. Like the storyline of her trying to find out how her friend died and who her friend was meeting that evening just gets abandoned. And it's like, oh, what, we're not interested anymore, or what? And then, as I say, in the last 50 pages, things start happening, and it's kind of like bang, bang, bang. And you're like, oh, and you've got like 50 pages. You're at the end of the story to try and make sense of everything. And then I would say I'm not happy with my hair today. That's why I'm fiddling with it. I would say that although I flew through this book and I enjoyed the writing, the plot line is a bit of a mess. It doesn't quite know where it's going or what it's doing. I believe this is the first book in a trilogy, so maybe a lot of this was like setting up for the second and third book, and that's where all the action is going to take. But for someone who likes a plot driven story, this is why I'm conflicted, because I enjoyed the writing, but storylines were abandoned halfway through with no conclusion. And then the biggest plot point of the story was handled in the last 50 pages, which were over like that. I don't know. So I'm a little conflicted with it. So I gave it a 3 stars, just because I want to acknowledge that I did enjoy it. I did fly through it, but I'm left confused and conflicted. So that is The Sleepy Hollow. Not The Sleepy Hollow, The Hollow by Jessica Verde. So that is that finished. I have been listening to more of The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini on my phone while I was doing my makeup today. I can't remember. I think I'm on chapter 8 or 9 of 16, so still like flying through that. The next book I will be jumping into will be The Couple Next Door by Shari Lapina. I believe this was Angela's pick for my thing. This one I'm a little bit hesitant about, so we're going to go in with it hesitantly. And my camera's deciding to have a hissy fit again. Hello, camera. Nice for you to focus in on me. Thanks. Okay, so while I'm here, I got a couple more puzzles. So yesterday, as I was reading The Hollow, with the it's just so satisfying. With the story being based on The Sleepy Hollow. Oh, it's not that. It's not that at all. Ignore me. So what have I got? I thought this was the book. Right, so... Ooh. I got some washi tapes. I got these washi tapes here. I hope you can see them, not in all the glare. I like these piano key ones here. They're pretty. Some extra wide ones there as well. And some more black and white ones. I got these because I was after some brown ones for my reading journal, which... If you want to see a flip through video of my reading journal and how I log and catalogue all things. Are you focusing, camera? Are you focusing? Come on. You know you want to work hard today. Anybody else have these issues with their cameras? Yeah, so if anybody would like to see a flip through of my reading journal and how I log all my reading books and things like that, let me know in the comments down below and I will film that video for you. And then the second parcel. Oh, yeah. I just hate it when it does that. Just throw the rubbish on the floor, that's great. This is what I was going to tell you. Okay, so because of reading The Hollow yesterday and it being based on the Legend of the Sleepy Hollow, I wanted to read The Legend of the Sleepy Hollow. So I was trying to find the Wordsworth editions because those are the classics that I tend to collect, but the only one I could really find was the Collins classics. And I do have Wuthering Heights in the Collins classics, so I guess these two can sort of sit together. So this is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Other Stories by Washington Irving. So there he is. So yeah, there was a contagion in the very air that blew from that haunted region. It breathed forth an atmosphere of dreams and fancies infecting all the land. So yeah, I got that one. And then while I was ordering on Amazon, other bookstores and booksellers are available, I decided to pick up The Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, and other authors Sarah Rees Brennan, Maureen Johnson, Kelly Link and Robin Wasserman. So yeah, this is like a companion of short stories for the Shadowhunters series. So it says a companion to the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices series. So as I now have both of those series, I thought it was about time I picked this up. I love that this doesn't have a paper front. It is this printed onto the front, which is very similar to my Chain of Gold book. So these are going to look really nice on the shelves together. So yeah, so the Shadow Market is a meeting point for fairies, werewolves, warlocks and vampires. It's no place for shadow hunters, but through 2 centuries a silent brother has visited. Brother Zachariah was once a shadow hunter called Jem Carstairs. I won't go in because that might be spoilers. Cut that bit out. Cut. So yeah, I picked this up while I was ordering this, and obviously these as well. So yeah, so that's another haul. But yeah, after reading The Hollow, it definitely made me interested in reading The Actual Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. So yeah, features Life and Time's fascinating insight into the author, their work and the time of publication. And a glossary of classic literature. Useful words and phrases at your fingertips, taken from the Collins English Dictionary. That is going to be handy. So that is my little mini haul and my update on The Hollow. And yeah, I'm just gonna settle down and so today is Thursday the 19th of March. I didn't really vlog much yesterday because we got the confirmation that our Butlins holiday has been cancelled for the end of the month. We were going for Scott's birthday, and like I understand that, like, safety first, you know, it's in the current situation that we have with coronavirus and not having you know, having to remain at home and not be, you know, making I understand with the current coronavirus situation that things had, you know, had to be done, but that doesn't stop me feeling sad and disappointed. I know that we'll get our holiday later in the year. We're going to rebook for later in the year, and Butlins have been absolutely amazing with their updates. They have offered us to rebook for later in the year and given us a £50 kind of spending voucher to spend on resort, kind of incentive to do that, and we're happy to rebook. We love Butlins, so we would definitely go back anyway, so we might as well take advantage of the offer. Or they were offering us a refund of the total cost of the holiday, which, you know, yeah, so just we got the news yesterday and I was just in a mood all day, so I didn't really read much, and I just kind of watched YouTube and did a few things. So currently I am nearly finished with The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. I spoke to Lynette yesterday because as I was listening to The Kite Runner, yeah, I'm on chapter 13, hour 16. As I was listening to The Kite Runner, it just seemed to be getting worse and worse, the storyline. And I was like, this is devastating. This is a really sad story. However, since speaking to Lynette about it, because it was Lynette who suggested the Kite Runner for me, I've carried on listening to it on audio, and it is a story about hope, really. Yes, there's very sad situations happening in the story, but the overall ending of it is hope, and I've got to that part where the hope is finally coming in, and it was almost poetic as well. I know I've still got 2 hours left on the audiobook, so that's about an hour left of me listening to it, because I listened to it on 2x speed. But I can see why Lynette suggested this to me. I am loving it. The writing is beautiful. The situation is hard to listen to and very hard to take in. And, you know, I believe that it is written from, you know, first perspective. This person, you know, his own voices. And it has completely given me a whole new insight into the Afghanistan and Muslim situation over there. I think everybody should read The Kite Runner. It's a very important story that I think a lot of people need to listen to or read. So yeah, I'm loving that. I've got 2 hours left on the audiobook, so I will be listening to that later. I did have to, while it was quite sad and devastating, I was only able to listen to it in spits and spurts, because it was just too hard for me to listen to for long periods of time. And I have finally got on to my last book for this readathon, which is The Couple Next Door by Cherie Lapina. This was Angela's choice from, she was Museum Girl 135, but I believe now she's Beauty Novice Reviews. So I will link her channel for you below. I'll link all 3 channels for you down below. So I am not very far in at all. I'm on chapter 4, which is page 28. The storyline is a couple who have a 6-month-old baby are invited round to their next door neighbour's birthday party. The host of the party has said no babies, so they left the baby at home and just brought the baby monitor with them. And oh, straight off with the way that I feel about these things is, what the f are you doing? Like, who does that? Like, And then there is a point where the mother, the baby goes missing, basically. Yeah, where she questions whether it's against the law. Is it illegal to leave a baby unattended? And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. It's like, obviously, I think 6-month-old baby. Like, granted, you think, well, the baby's not going to do anything. But other people can. Other people can see you coming out of your house, leaving your baby unattended. There are nasty people in the world. I'm sorry. But, you know, I just... it's one of those subjects I feel very, very strongly about. And you could put it down to the fact that of my own situation regarding my own daughter. You know, I find that when people don't don't make the right decisions for their children, I get a little bit passionate about it. That might be judgmental of me, but that is the way my brain works. And I try to understand that everybody's situation is different, everybody has their own reasons, and that it doesn't take away their pain. You know, a mother losing their child, I get that pain. I understand that pain. Believe you me, I understand it. So it doesn't take away her pain. It doesn't take away her right to feel pain at her daughter being taken, being missing. But I just think, you stupid woman, why did you even contemplate leaving your child unattended just to attend a party? I don't understand that mentality. But I'm going to continue reading it because the writing hasn't annoyed me as such yet. So I'm going to continue reading the story. I've still got a lot to go. As I say, I'm only on page 28, and I think this has just got over 300 pages. Yeah, 302 pages. So it's not a very long book. I might get a bit aggravated reading this. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm going to read it. I'm going to give my review on it. And once I finish this, and once I've finished the Kite Runner, which I could finish both of these today if I get my head down, and then I will give you a review of all 3 books to finish off the vlog. So, yes, bear with me. I will be back. How do people do this vlogging thing? Just finished chapter 11, and can I just say, Angela, I just, like, you know when someone suggests that you read one of their favourite books, like a book that they enjoyed, like, give me a heads up. Like, literally my jaw just dropped because there has been a revelation in here, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to put spoilers, but literally, like, my jaw just dropped, literally, reading the end of chapter 11. I'm beginning to see that the title of the book may not actually refer to the parents of the missing child. Might actually possibly be referencing, well, the couple next door. There's an interesting plot twist there. So, yeah. Do you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised by this book so far. I went into this thinking that this was going to be a storyline that was going to annoy me, and I have specific views about a specific situation regarding kids and when parents leave their children unattended. This is fictional, so generally I would make the choice not to read this story because I know it's something that I feel very strongly about. But so far, I'm actually really enjoying the story. The writing is very simple. It's very kind of like, I don't know if this is her first book, if it's a debut novel or what. It's not showing any previous books. I wonder if it'll say anything on the back. Yeah, it's a debut thriller. So this is a first book, and it kind of reads like somebody's first book. It reads very much like my writing, to be honest. Very much telling rather than showing writing. So yeah, I'm flying through it. I'm on page 100 so far out of 300. So I'm exactly a third of the way through. I'm on chapter 12 now. I've still got plenty to go. I still fully intend to try and get as much of this finished before the end of the evening. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like, surprisingly enjoying it. But chapter 11. Jeez. Wow. So I am going to go downstairs, get some dinner because I am starving. And I think it's my turn to cook tonight. I did want to make some flapjacks today, but it's too late to do that now. So, yeah, I'm going to go downstairs, make some dinner, have dinner, try not to sit and watch YouTube for a while, which is what I normally end up doing, because I'd really like to get this finished. I am out tomorrow for an appointment for consultation. Nothing serious, don't worry. It's not been cancelled as of yet, so I'm still planning to go in for my appointment tomorrow. So apart from that, and also we have to go to the train station to go and attempt to get a refund for our train tickets for the holiday, because we paid for them last month in advance. So luckily they're not advance tickets, but we did buy them in advance. Terminology. So hopefully we can apply for a refund for our train tickets tomorrow at the train station, and then I've got my appointment in the afternoon. So hopefully if I can get the majority of this finished tonight, I can finish it up in the morning. I can then do a recount of all the books, and then I've still got the Kite Runner to finish, but I'm literally 3 chapters away from that, so about 2 hours, an hour finishing that. So yeah, I'm gonna go for dinner, stop rambling, and then carry on reading, hopefully, and find out kinky is all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll see you soon, hopefully with a bit further through the book than this. So yes, interesting, very, very interesting. to wrap up this vlog. I finished 2 physical books and 1 audio book for this readathon. So the first book I finished was The Hollow by Jessica Verde. This was Charlotte's choice from the Wacky World of Lottie channel. This story is based on a young girl called Abby who lives in Sleepy Hollow, and she is absolutely fascinated with the story of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, written by Washington Irving. In the local cemetery, the author is buried, and her friend used to hang out there. At the beginning of this story, her friend has died, or is considered to be dead. Her body is missing, so they are burying an empty coffin. And at the funeral, Abby comes across this young boy called Caspian, who she's immediately attracted to, of course. But there's something strange about him. And so I will say that I'm kind of conflicted with this book in that it is just over 500 pages long. And yet for the first 450 pages, pretty much nothing happens. Then everything starts to happen in the last 50 pages, and then it kind of ends with she thinks she's crazy and she seeks professional help. There are some storylines in here which I thought were great, but then they got abandoned halfway through. So I know this is the first book in a trilogy, so I'm hoping that maybe if I carried on with this trilogy that the abandoned storylines might be picked back up and concluded, but I'm not going to rush out and go grab those books when the local libraries reopen, because current climate situation has deemed our local libraries to close. When they do reopen, I might have a quick gander and see if the books 2 and 3 are available, and I might pick them up. I did enjoy it. I flew through it in one day. Apart from the first 50 pages, which I read before bedtime, I then completed the rest of the book in one day. That's why I'm conflicted. I read through it pretty quickly, but I was left very confused at the end of it. So yeah, I gave this one a 3 stars. The second book that I finished was actually my audiobook, and that was The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. And this one was suggested to me by Lynette from Sparkly Princess Lynette. And this one is a hard-hitting contemporary. I will openly admit that my knowledge of the troubles in Afghanistan is very minimal. I only know what I've seen on the news in regards to terrorism and things like that. So I didn't quite know about the situation in Afghanistan with the Afghanistan people. But after listening to the audiobook of The Kite Runner, my eyes were opened a bit more to the troubles and the suffering that Afghanistan people went through. Now, I believe that the author is Own Voices, but I've also heard some controversy about that as well, because the author has spent most of his time in America. So I'm not going to judge this on whether it's politically correct or whether I can't say, because I'm not Own Voices. I'm white. I'm English, I'm not a Muslim. I don't understand. I don't know. All I can say is that although it was hard to listen to this story, I really felt it, and I really I want to say enjoyed, but I feel like that's the wrong word because of the subject matter that it deals with. So as I say, it was primarily about a friendship between two boys in Afghanistan. One boy being quite rich and well off, and the other boy being his servant or his servant's son. But they create an unbreakable bond of friendship until an event one day causes them to break apart. And the boy, as he grows up, is trying to redeem that fateful day. And it was so heartfelt and so heartwarming at the end. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 5 stars. I am so glad that I read that one. The third and final book that I read was this one, The Couple Next Door by Cherie Lapina, and this one was suggested to me by Angela. So this is a story about a young couple who go to a party one evening next door, but they have a 6-month-old baby girl who they actually leave unattended at home and just take the baby monitor with them to the party. Their babysitter pulled out at the last minute, and rather than not going, they decide to still go. Now, I will say that when I heard that synopsis, I was pretty sure I was going to DNF this book, because I have very strong feelings about that situation. And lo and behold, the child goes missing. I didn't DNF it. I did read it. However, I did find myself kind of skimming through the last third of this book, simply because the truth of the matter is, right now at the moment, I'm not really in the mood for thrillers, and yet I had this one and another thriller on the go, and I'm just finding I'm not enjoying them. I'm not in the mood for them. So sadly for this book, that might have impacted on my enjoyment of the story. But I mean, I did think I was going to DNF it, and I didn't, so that is a plus for it. I did end up only giving this a 2-star. I liked the twist at the end. I liked the reveal at the end as to who the villain actually was, and the reasons for doing what they did. I don't want to give any spoilers away. The writing in here, this is a debut novel, I believe, from this author, and you could kind of feel that in the writing. There was very much a case of telling us rather than showing us what was happening. I would like to possibly read something more from this author of her later works, to see if her writing has improved, but at this point the writing was pretty simple for me, and I mean that could have been a reason why I was able to finish it, because it was really simple, quick and easy to read through. But yeah, I only gave this a 2-star really. So that was that. So that is the end of this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a mishmash with my filming, because I'm not used to vlogging a reading vlog, but hopefully in the future I may be able to do more reading vlogs for you. If you would like to see any more of these, please let me know in the comment section down below. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!